Hello and welcome back to what I think is part 3. And today I've got another example involving some pin slot mates and an interesting property of the mates, of all mates actually, and I'll expand on that later, as well as another mating trick that I want to share with you. So let's say you have something like this where you have a fixed block of some sort and a bar that comes and wedges itself in here. Could be kind of thing you see on a folding table or a folding chair. And basically we want this to be able to come in here, and at an angle or whatever, and actually sideline tip, you can snap this manipulator by grabbing the center, and when you do that it allows you to precisely control how you move your a part that's either not mated or mated with some degrees of freedom. Anyway, so in this case I want to see what this looks like using a pin slot, how well we can approximate this. Now one of the challenges is kind of want to make the center here, but I really don't have a good reference in here that I could use. So this is a really good example of when you would define an explicit mate connector in your part studio. And conveniently I've modeled these in the same part studio, so that makes it easier. But there's other ways you could do that, but I'm not going to go into that today. So I would create a mate connector, use the center of this, and then make sure the owner part is the other one, the fixed part. So now that's all I needed to do. If I go back in here, now I've got this nice reference, which is where this should be when it's in place. Actually, no, I will move that out of the way, and let's do a pin slot and see what that looks like. So now there isn't really a slot, but again, the name of the mates are more examples of what the motion is. But you can use them for slightly different things. So I'm going to grab this, and then hit the play button. It goes off to the right, but that's okay. One thing I probably want to do is set an angle limit, and that would be, you can see by dragging it, it does give you a number here. And this is going to be a little bit tricky, but really what it means is I'm going negative. So the way I like to do this is, let's go between minus 30 and 0, and that should give me the right angle. And I guess I could also, same thing, it goes to the right, positive x is to the right, so really I'm going to set the maximum to 0, and that should give me, I've got the angle correct, and I can move away. Now one thing that you notice is it can't move up, so that's not really what we want. So here's the really interesting part, is that if you go in here, there's actually a little arrow for reordering. And if I do that, reorder, so swap the two mates, so now I have the mate connector of the fixed part first. Now you'll notice when I move things around, it behaves differently. Well, first of all, I guess it swapped the limits. So now really I want to go from 0 to 30 and have no maximum but a minimum of 0. So and now I can rotate the same way, but when I slide, now it lifts up as well. And this may or may not be good enough depending on what you're trying to do, but it's a lot closer to the actual real motion. And the key point here is that the order matters when you're creating a mate. And when you're doing just a fastened mate, it doesn't really matter, but if you're doing a pin slot, the normal order is, it's in the name. You pick the pin first and then the slot, and that was what we did with the bolt in the last one. But in here, you can actually swap them around and get a different motion. And the way it works is that now the reference for the sliding action of the pin is this mate connector. So the X changes as you rotate it, which changes the direction it's sliding in. So this is a backwards pin slot mate, basically, by swapping the order. And you can, it's the order in which you select them. You can edit it after the fact, but really, it's the bottom line is the order you pick for your mates change how it behaves, and that is not actually really explained anywhere in the help, I don't think, or I don't remember seeing it ever, and that's not something I've seen really discussed. That's, I think, all I wanted to show on this. However, there's another trick. If the motion with the inverted mate isn't good enough, there is actually another neat trick you can do to get something better, to get a better approximation, using 2 mates instead of 1. So, the way you would do this, and generally speaking, you should only use 1 mate between 2 parts if you can, but there are cases where you do need 2 to get the motion you want. So I'm gonna grab this and this with a planar, but I will put a limit because obviously I don't want it to go through, and I really want it to be, this is 20mm wide, so I'm gonna make this minimum of 10. Now I've got this, and I do want to also put a, I'll put an angle limit, and that's my same, it can be a little bit hard to visualize, but you see when I hit the play button, it goes counterclockwise, which means the positive rotation is that way. So again, I want to go -30 to 0, and that should give me part of what I want. So now this can move up, can slide, but it's going to slide all the way through, and obviously it can go through here, but my angle is limited as I want. So now I can use a second mate, and I could use a planar, but all I need is really a parallel, because that will give me 1 less constraint. You want to try to limit over constraining things. And now I am going to grab this again, and for my second one, I'm going to grab, well, it doesn't really matter, anywhere on there, really. I'm going to grab this. Now, I do need to go and edit the one on the fixed part, this one, and I will realign the secondary axis with this. And now you can see my Y is pointing that way. Now that hasn't actually changed anything yet, but if I go and put a limit on this one as well, where Y is at least 10, now my part will hit here, along here, and actually basically follows what we want. It's can't go through that face, can't go through the bottom face, and it can only rotate 30 degrees up to here. So that's a trick for using 2 mates in those weird cases where 1 mate can't quite get you what you want. Again, be careful, don't overuse this, because mate limits, especially when you have multiple mates involved, you can see it's a little bit choppier especially as you get closer, because it has to solve these 2 limits at the same time. But sometimes that's what you need to do. Anyway, hope that was helpful, and that's it for this one.